Imagine this. You're a law-abiding citizen, paying your taxes, following the rules, and working hard to provide for your family. But then you find out that someone who broke the law to enter the country is taking jobs, straining public resources, and in some cases, even committing crimes. At the same time, you walk through your city and see tent cities lining the streets, with thousands of Americans struggling with homelessness. How would you feel? This is the reality that millions of Americans faced before President Trump took office, and it's why his administration made immigration enforcement and addressing domestic issues like homelessness a top priority. Over the next 15 minutes, we're going to dive into the facts, the numbers, and the reasons why Trump's deportation policies and focus on American citizens were not just necessary, but crucial for the safety, prosperity, and dignity of the United States. Whether you're a supporter or just curious about the other side of the debate, stick around. This is a story about law, order, and putting Americans first. The problem: why action was needed. Before we talk about Trump's policies, let's talk about the problem. For decades, the U.S. struggled with two major crises: illegal immigration and homelessness. Millions of people crossed the border illegally, overstayed visas, or exploited loopholes in the system. At the same time, American cities were grappling with skyrocketing homelessness, with tent cities popping up in places like Los Angeles, San Francisco, and Seattle. Illegal immigration put a strain on public resources like schools, hospitals, and social services, resources that could have been used to help struggling Americans. It drove down wages for American workers, especially in industries like construction and agriculture, and in some cases, it led to crime. According to ICE in 2018 alone, over 90% of arrested illegal immigrants had criminal convictions or pending charges. Meanwhile, homelessness in the U.S. reached crisis levels, with over 580,000 people living on the streets in 2020. Many of these individuals were veterans, families, or people struggling with mental health and addiction issues. The question became, why are we prioritizing non-citizens over our own citizens? Now, let's be clear. Not all undocumented immigrants are criminals, and not all homeless individuals are there by choice. But when you have a system that allows millions to break the law with no consequences, while Americans are sleeping on the streets, it creates chaos, and that's exactly what Trump set out to fix. The solution: Trump's executive orders on immigration. Just days after taking office, President Trump signed Executive Order 13768, titled Enhancing Public Safety in the Interior of the United States. This order directed ICE to prioritize the removal of undocumented immigrants who posed a threat to public safety or national security. But it didn't stop there. The order also expanded enforcement priorities to include anyone who had violated immigration laws, whether they had a criminal record or not. This was a major shift from previous administrations, which often turned a blind eye to non-criminal illegal immigrants. Critics called this approach harsh, but supporters argued it was necessary. After all, if you don't enforce the law, what's the point of having laws in the first place? By removing illegal immigrants, Trump aimed to free up resources, protect American jobs, and make communities safer. The impact: how deportations helped Americans. So, what was the impact of these policies? For starters, wages in industries like construction and agriculture began to rise. According to a 2019 study by the Center for Immigration Studies, wages for low-skilled American workers increased by nearly 5% in the first 2 years of Trump's presidency. Crime rates in some communities also dropped. ICE reported that in 2019 alone, they arrested over 143,000 illegal immigrants with criminal records, including charges for assault, drug trafficking, and even homicide. By removing these individuals, Trump's policies made neighborhoods safer for American families. But it wasn't just about jobs and safety. By reducing the strain on public resources, Trump's policies also created an opportunity to address another critical issue: homelessness. Addressing homelessness putting Americans first. While Trump's immigration policies often made headlines, his administration also took steps to address homelessness. In 2019, the White House launched the Council on Eliminating Regulatory Barriers to Affordable Housing, which aimed to reduce regulations and make it easier to build affordable housing. Trump also signed an executive order to prioritize homeless veterans, ensuring they had access to housing, health care, and job training. By 2020, veteran homelessness had dropped by nearly 50% compared to 2010 levels. Additionally, the administration worked with states and local governments to clear out dangerous tent cities and provide shelter for those in need. The message was clear: America must take care of its own citizens first. Critics argued that more could have been done, but the reality is that Trump's policies marked a significant shift in prioritizing American citizens. By enforcing immigration laws and addressing homelessness, the administration sought to restore dignity, safety, and opportunity for all Americans. The bigger picture: law, order, and compassion. At its core, Trump's approach to immigration and homelessness was about restoring law and order while showing compassion for American citizens. By enforcing immigration laws, the administration protected jobs, reduced crime, and freed up resources. By addressing homelessness, it provided hope and opportunity for some of the most vulnerable Americans. Was it perfect? No. But it was a step in the right direction. It was about putting America first, not because we're heartless, but because we believe in the rule of law and the dignity of every American citizen. So, what do you think? Were Trump's deportation policies and focus on homelessness the right approach? Or do you believe there's a better way? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And if you found this video informative, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more deep dives into today's biggest topics. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.